Welcome back to our channel.
I wish I could just make it up, but we were just fighting. Anyway,
No, we weren't.
we were bickering. Yeah, we were. Just a teeny bit. It's because you talk over me.
I'm not talking over
Everybody
you right
always
now.
says, why do I talk over you? And they don't even know.
Well, I'm just trying to get a word in edgewise here. So, as we're going to say, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Because,
all the things. And just know that we appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess it would be, we're going to answer the most commonality questions that we've gotten. And just going to, actually, we're going to go raw. So, we're not actually going to have our responses thought about. We're just going to get to it. And, you know, just trying to focus here as someone does something that you can't see. Because she's probably feeling something going on about the topic we're about to talk about. So it's going to relate to, we're going to call it F and F. And I don't know where to go with that because I don't produce juice. So I don't really know why there would be a smell. Quick tip. When you're trying to make content in your home.
People are always like, why are you always in your car? If you had 3 dogs, I don't even know how many cats, a bunny, and 4 kids, plus neighbors that can't stand you.
You'd be in your car too.
You'd be sitting in your car too.
You do an amazing job of keeping yourself fit.
Thanks.
You are a hottie.
I'm a hottie?
You're a hottie. How do you maintain such an amazing lifestyle of discipline to keep yourself fit is the first question.
How do I maintain
your discipline? Like how do you continuously show up and keep, working to make your body stay fit?
For me, it's therapy, it's a matter of, I know that movement helps my mental health. I am an advocate through and true of movement and mental health just being so correlated and there being such a huge, I don't know. It's just very important to me to move my body. Yeah. Also, because you and I made a pact at the beginning of our relationship years ago, like 19, it's important for me to keep my physique nice, not only for myself, but because I have these goals and these standards that I've set for myself, but I also believe that because we are in this relationship together, that out of respect for you, I continue to work and keep myself looking as good as I possibly can.
Yeah. So what would you say in a relationship is, from the freak perspective, for a woman, what's the most important thing that her partner can do for her?
The most important part?
Yeah. Okay,
so I think that'd probably be biased. Well, I'm going to answer it for me.
Okay.
And then for other women.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first answer will be you. And
me.
Then you.
Me.
Okay.
So for me, it would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Completion.
The big O?
Yeah. Okay. I think for other women though, I think when you're in a relationship, from what I've gathered with a lot of the clients that I have and just the women that I've mentored over the years, and I think women in general want to know that their partner is completely and totally mesmerized, in love, and accepting of them exactly how they are.
Okay.
The older that I get, and the more that I read, and the more that I research, and the more that I do in terms of movement therapy with women, I'm seeing a trend, which is that it doesn't matter how hot you are, how small you are, how big you are. So many women, more so than ever, and I think it's because of the internet and filters and all of that, are suffering from, poor images of themselves and the way that they look and their bodies, and they're insecure in themselves. And so I think it's really important for that partner to make the person feel completely and totally just sexy, desired, desirable. But I also think that it's our responsibility as well to do that for ourselves, which we've talked about in past episodes with your roar and your confidence. And so what I'm looking for from my partner is completion and but I think a lot of other women, and I think the reason I'm not looking for that is twofold. One, I've worked my ass off to be in a place where I can get called all sorts of things on the internet, and it affects me like zero. Sorry. So if you're watching this, you can keep doing it, but it really doesn't affect me at all because I'm not validated by you. And I also do have a partner that completely and totally makes me feel sexy all the time. So it doesn't have to we don't go into that room and that's when he assigns that time to make me feel sexy. He makes me feel sexy when I'm standing in the kitchen and he walks by and he starts groping me. But at the end of the day, I think it's important basically to make sure that you are conveying that message to each other. And Chris knows how much I think he's sexy as well. Okay.
Back to you.
Anyway, all right. So I don't know if a lot of people on here realize that you are a pretty big deal in the fitness community. Like a big deal. Not just like a little big deal, but like a big deal. Like Hall of Fame, fourth in the nation, All-American athlete.
Plenty of accolades.
You can Google him. Retired professional fighter, like the list goes on and on. Wrestling coach at the Citadel. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know if a lot of people on here know that at one time you were for a very long time a competitive athlete.
Yes. Yeah, because we don't talk about it. But
we don't. Do you think that you are able to be balanced in your approach to fitness?
Well, it's actually a constant pursuit, because one of the things that I've discovered over the years as I've grown in fitness is that my concept and my belief and my programs have changed because of getting older. But what I've also come to realize is because now I feel like I'm a better athlete at 43 than I was at 25. I mean, I have found ways to heal myself and to continue to, because we remember there was a point when I said I'm retiring from working out.
Yeah.
And things where I had just gotten fed up with always being in pain and not having any sort of relief. And
good thing I didn't hand you some ice cream and say, okay.
Well, correct, because that's one of the things that I think about you that's so amazing is that you don't accept me wanting to just say I'm done. But it led me to then begin to investigate, to find ways to get back to training again. And now my body is healthier than it was when I was in my 20s. And that's because of you helping me to realize, Chris, you're not done and you can do more and there are things you can do.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Anyway, back to what we were saying.
Okay.
Unfortunately, statistically, it is very true. The majority of couples do not have sex.
They don't freak.
And it's a shame. Okay. So
also try to talk about freaking when your kids are all in the house.
Well, I mean, 3 dogs,
another thing.
6 cats running around underneath the house.
I just need to add that in. Like, our children are all in the house right now because when are we going to film this? We have to have perfect lighting. We have to have the right lighting to film these type of videos.
Yep.
So where else are we going to go? Oh, that's right. We can't film anywhere else. And what are we going to do? Say kids go out and play? It's school time. Yeah. And they're homeschooled. Yep. So don't forget that we homeschool our children. Give your peeps some grace, okay? Just give us a little bit of grace here.
Little information, just so you guys know. I mean, you're a really big deal in the fitness community too. I mean, if we're going to be going back and forth here, I mean, you were on a reality show for fitness with the one and only Jillian Michaels.
Oh, Jillian, if you see this, I
really hope you see this Jillian, because we miss you. Well, so this is going to be my thing, is that I feel, because you talk about movement as almost like medicine for you.
Right, it is for sure.
But one of the things that I think is very interesting about you is how do you have such a passion for helping other people be healthy?
You come from a place of complete and total, dysfunction and unhealthiness, and you have beaten it, then I think not everybody is like this. But for me, I remember that fat girl that could barely move and was desperately looking into the eyes of Richard Simmons. And that's a shout out to Richard Simmons as well. So Richard or Jillian, if you see this, what? It's kind of like the sermon that we heard. You are the one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Just in the last few days, because the sermon was just Sunday and it, but you are the one. And so like Richard and what he did, even though he probably has no idea how many lives he touched, it was really his videos that spoke to me.
Yeah.
And so then I think to myself, well then, how can I show up to be the one for others?
Yeah.
So like for me, I love the crowds because they give me a rush and they give me like, a bigger vision of what I think God and the Holy Spirit have done for me. But then Blanca called me a few weeks ago, and that phone call on the way to teach, I was on my way to teach a class, and Blanca called me, and she was in the middle of a run, and she's lost over 100 pounds. And I just think about her asking me to reassure her that she's going to finish the race.
Yep.
And I realized, and she's like, because you're my coach.
Right.
It's that.
Yeah.
It's moments like that. It's moments like looking at Danielle.
When you're the one for somebody else.
That was good. That was fun.
It was fun. It was fitness,
Fun.
freaky, and fun.
Please comment below what you'd like to see more. Ask us more questions. These questions are really helping us to know exactly where we're going in this next season. Let us know if this helped you, if you were like, eh. Also, like, share, subscribe, please.
All the things. Deuces.